Hi there, it's Dr. Wendy Coughlin again. I have a PhD in clinical psych. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and more important for our purposes today, I'm a person in long-term recovery. It's been a couple of weeks since I presented on a chapter of 12 Steps to Sequel, and when I opened up chapter 10, I was like, oh, no wonder. It's one of the longest because it talks about how we continue to monitor our progress, making adjustments as needed to assure maximum benefit for ourselves and others. Now, I wrote this book 11 years ago, so maybe 10 I started it. So I actually have to resort to reading some of it now, but that's okay, right? Because we have manuals for a reason. We have books for a reason. Although most of mine are now electronically based, I do still have some paper stuff. So I want to go through and I want to talk about how we make sure that we maximize our benefit to others and to ourselves. Because remember that story about the oxygen mask in the airplanes? Put the oxygen mask on yourself first, then take care of others. We have to keep a balance. We have to take care of the basics. We have to manage our short-term goals we talked about before. We kind of want to stay on track to our midterm or basic goals that we're focused on. And we always want to keep a mind on the lifetime goals that are out in front of us. And as they say in NA, we need to watch 5 basic concepts. We need to be focused on our recovery. We want to enjoy life without using addictively. That can be a challenge for a lot of people, but I would propose that if you're actively using the sequel steps, you're enjoying life and you're building your recovery capital. Want to contact friends and stay in touch with people who support your recovery. You don't want to be engaged in something that's going to threaten your recovery. More often than not, this would include bartending or owning a bar or a liquor establishment, but not always. I've known some people with strong recovery who own those establishments or work in those establishments. You want to follow a recovery program, the basic 12-step program, and if you're working the sequel as well. And then you want to act in faith, not fear. When I was early in recovery in the Baltimore City area, we had a card that said just for today. And what I just read to you is some of the just for todays from NA, but now I want to read just for today, which came out of Dale Carnegie's book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. It was actually written by Sybil Partridge. These are details I don't remember. And I don't remember all the languaging, so I'm going to read some of it and then comment on it if that's okay. Actually, you don't have much choice. You're listening to a webinar or a podcast. So the first one is just for today. I'll try to live through this day only and not tackle my problems all at once. I can do something for 12 hours that would appall me if I had to keep it up for a lifetime. So just for today, set your goals, set some things you're going to do today. If there's things you don't want to do, but you have the ability to do them, maybe do them. And just think, it's just for today. It's not forever. Just for today, I'll be happy. And they quote Abraham Lincoln, who said that most folks are as happy as they make up their minds to be. Look at the bright side. Look at the good things. Make lemonade. Don't focus on the lemons. So many Eeyores walking around, and you know them, you see them. I can spot them across the street. Why? If you just stand up tall and look at the positives, it's raining and we needed rain, or it's sunny and I'm getting vitamin D. It's hot, so I don't need to wear a lot of clothing. I can dress comfortably. I don't have to bundle up like you do in cold weather. It's really cold, so I'm not hot. It can go on forever, how you can reframe things in a positive. Just for today, I'll adjust my thinking to what is and not try to adjust everything to my own desires. I will take my luck as it comes and fit myself to it. Along the course of my career, there have been things that I've wanted to do. It just didn't happen. It happened a few years back. Did a lot of training, got ready to do something. They didn't call me to do the work. 6 months ago, a new opportunity came along, and because I'd done that other stuff, I was ready to go in a different direction. So I adjusted and I moved in a different direction. Even renovated my office to suit that new direction. Just for today, I will strengthen my mind. I will study. I will learn something useful. I will not be a mental loafer. I will read something that requires effort, thought, and concentration. For some people, this might not be particularly reading. It might be doing, playing Scrabble or Wordle or some word game. For others, it might be a technical text. For some, it might be fiction. Whatever it happens to be, read something, do something, learn something. I had somebody approaching her 60th birthday in my office earlier today, and she was awestruck that an age mate was going back to school to learn a new profession. I went, why not? As a psychologist, I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly learning new skills and going to workshops and getting new certifications. Maybe that's my obsessive compulsiveness. Maybe it's just that I like to learn, and it keeps my mind strong. Just for today, I will exercise my soul in 3 ways. I will do somebody a good term and not get found out. If anybody knows about it, it won't count. I will do at least 2 things that I don't want to do just for exercise. I will not show anyone my feelings are hurt. They may be hurt, but today I will not show it. And that sort of references, if you get slighted or you're upset about something, you don't go kind of whining and complaining about it. You just kind of say, okay, it's unfortunate that happened. And you go on. You adjust yourself into a positive direction. Doing a good term and not letting somebody find out about it is a little more challenging, but it can be something very simple. It can be picking up some trash along the side of the road that makes your neighborhood look unsightly. It can be putting somebody's mailbox door up. It can be one of the things that I like to do if I go through Starbucks, which I do less every day, but as I go through Starbucks, sometimes I'll just cover the person behind me. First, I find out how big their check is. But I guess I got found out about it, but they don't know who I am. So I scurry off because I'm in front of them, and they have a surprise. That's a fun thing to do. If you haven't done it, you should try it. It just really feels good. Somebody did it to me, and I know how good I felt, so I pass it on. And again, those tasks that you're avoiding doing. I was avoiding doing some yard work. And then I just grabbed my gloves and out I went, and you know what? Half an hour later it was done. Wasn't much, obviously. If it had been a little bit bigger, I might have waited a little bit longer. Just for today, I will be as agreeable as possible. I will look as well as I can, dress becomingly, keep my voice low, be courteous, criticize not one bit. Ooh, that's a challenge. I won't find fault with anything, nor will I try to improve or regulate anyone but myself. Okay, in my clinical practice, I can't do that. But in my personal life, I make every effort to do that. I certainly make every effort to smile. I don't always get smiles back, but I feel better. If I'm looking in the mirror and I'm smiling, if I'm looking in the mirror and I'm dressed well and my hair's combed, I feel better. Sometimes it's a challenge when you're fairly early in recovery to take care of all of that at once. But it's something to work for. All of these are work in progress, not perfection. Just for today, I'll have a program. May not follow it exactly. There's your progress, but not perfection. But I'll have it. I will save myself from 2 pests, hurry and indecision. Again, by setting some of your goals in your path, as you establish, new patterns in recovery, you sort of have some parameters, and they help guide decisions you're going to make along the way. Just for today, I'll have a quiet half hour all by myself to relax. During this half hour, sometime I'll try to get a better perspective on life. Saw it through prayer and meditation. We'll talk about that in the 11th step as well. And it doesn't have to be an inactive Zoom kind of half hour. Oftentimes, my quiet, if you will, is actually in the gym, particularly when I'm in spin class. Yeah, there's noise going on, but I go into the zone and I'm with myself in my own thoughts, and I'm not focused on anyone else. It's wonderful. You should try it. Just for today, I will be unafraid. Especially, I will not be afraid to enjoy what is beautiful and to believe that as I give to the world will give to me. Maybe it won't always give to you in the same way. Maybe it won't always be obvious how you get back what you give out. But it's really a good feeling if you can give to others. And so I encourage you to find some ways to do some of these things, to start working on the sequel 10th step, where you're constantly adjusting in a positive direction. You're not looking at when you're wrong and promptly admitting it. You're looking at how you can be more right. That's the concept in the sequel. And as always, don't forget to Kismet. Keep it simple and make it fun. Thanks for now.